doing my best to make you part of us is the rest.
Hello, welcome back to Versus the Rest. So today I'm going to watch a video from my pal here, Jimmy Dore. He's talking with another one that I really like. That's like so easy to watch. I'm not even working here. I was going to watch it anyway. So
the average person who died from COVID had 3.8 chronic diseases. Why?
Yes.
Where's
chronic disease is a problem.
Right.
You've been to Iowa recently.
Yeah.
You know, look at around at Americans. Look at how we look. This week there was a study that came out that showed that since 1989, which is the key year, the kids born after 1989 have 4 times the rate of rectal cancer, 2 times the rate of colon cancer. So this isn't even chronic disease. Something happened in 1989. What is it? Okay. The Congress said we went from when I was a kid. I'm 69. How old are you?
I'm 58.
Okay, so I'm 69.
The amount of milk?
My generation, 1 in 10,000 people has autism today. Full-blown autism, 1 in 10,000.
Oh, that's not much.
And I think, in fact, I'm going to tell you this. I have never seen anybody my age with full-blown autism. I've said there's a lot of people with Asperger's and, but nobody, 69-year-old man with head banging, wearing a helmet.
Yeah, not that intense.
Non-toilet train.
Well, maybe there's reason. Maybe they died before also.
Stimming, toe walking, hand flapping. I've never seen it. And I've been around people with intellectual disabilities, the heart of it, my whole life. I grew up with Special Olympics. My aunt started it. I've been working in it as a hugger, as a coach when I was 8 years old. I spent 200 hours.
His life experiences are so intense sometimes.
High school, because it was part of our DNA in my family that this is what you did. And so where did this come from? We went from 1 in 10,000. Today, my kids' age, the CDC's latest number, 1 in 34, and some states
That's so much.
1 in 34 boys. So what happened? So Congress said and it is an epidemic. What the industry tries to tell you is, it's we're just seeing more. We're better.
Yeah, we're better equipped to find out.
Change diagnostic criteria, better recognition.
Yeah.
That is just propaganda. In fact. And if that were true, you'd see people my age.
Yeah, it's just a spectrum.
With 1 in 34.
Yeah.
We recognize it in 69-year-olds.
Right. Yes,
and
indeed.
You won't find them. But also, the state of California, the legislature told the Mind Institute at UC Davis, the premier, research institute in the country, tell us whether the autism epidemic is real. Because the industry was saying, oh no, it's just, we're just noticing it more. And missing autism is like missing a train wreck. So it didn't happen. But the Mind Institute, Dr. Herbert Spachota, one of the premier scientists in the country, came back and said, no, the epidemic is real. It's real. It's real. So Congress then said to EPA, tell us what year it began. And EPA is a captured agency. It's captured by the oil industry, the coal industry, and the pesticide industry, but it's not captured by pharma because it doesn't regulate pharma. Right. So it came back with a real study, and it said 1989. It's a red line. 1989. We went. Now that was the year, the change year. Oh, you have to look and say, what happened in 1989?
They fought fat.
What changed?
They removed fat and added sugar.
Ubiquitous. Something that affected.
That's what I remember on the boxes
in this country, from Cubans in Key Biscayne, Miami, to Inuit in Homer, Alaska. What happened? And there's a number of things that follow that timeline, and there's a famous toxicologist called Phil Landrigan.
Tell us what it is.
He looked at it. He's done a couple of papers saying, what could it be? Because a lot of other stuff happened that year. Food allergies suddenly appeared. Peanut allergies, right? Well, I never saw one when I was a kid. You never saw one, right?
No.
Now there's EpiPens in every classroom.
Yes.
all other allergic diseases exploded. Eczema suddenly appeared. I was sitting at a meeting the other day, and there were two, 25-year-old kids running the meeting. They're both covered with eczema. I never heard of eczema. I never knew anybody who had eczema. These are allergic diseases, anaphylaxis, asthma. My brother had asthma, and he was told by a doctor, he said, it'll never be a cure for asthma because it's so rare and nobody will ever study it. So now one out of every 4 black kids in our cities has asthma.
Wow.
And it's an epidemic. Everybody's got albuterol.
Indeed, yeah, 1 in 4 is definitely.
And by the way, the EpiPens, are $600. So pharma's making out like
it's crazy.
Okay, then you had all these autoimmune diseases suddenly appear at the same timeline. Juvenile diabetes. I didn't know anybody with diabetes when I was a kid. Rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, Crohn's disease. All of these diseases that are autoimmune suddenly appeared in that 1999 time period.
Yeah, it's been worse, yeah.
And then all these neurodevelopmental diseases, ADD, ADHD, speech delay, language delay, tics, Tourette syndrome, narcolepsy, all of these diseases I never heard of when I was a kid.
Well, narcolepsy's been there a long time.
There's a study that came out this week from CDC that said that between 1 in 6 and 1 in 10 kids now has a neurodevelopmental disorder. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a whole generation of children that have been disabled. We have the sickest kids in the world,
design?
in the United States of America, sickest generation ever, and we're the sickest population in the world. What? So
big money for big pharma.
Something happened in 1989.
Tell us.
It's not. It's not.
Start to remove
genes,
fat.
Because genes don't cause
sugar.
epidemics. They may provide a vulnerability, but you need an environmental toxin. It's the only thing. Everybody knows that. Landrigan went, he looked and he said, okay, what are the potential culprits that could have caused this?
Chernobyl?
I think one of those is corn syrup.
Corn syrup, yeah.
Okay, so that is a
especially
potential
GMO corn syrup.
There are plenty of studies that link that to
glucose, fructose,
the obesity epidemic and the diabetes epidemic. That stuff is poison. And, it's in everything now.
Glucose, fructose.
If you drink a Coca-Cola, drink a Mexican Coca-Cola because it has sugar in it.
Right.
And don't drink the corn syrup.
Right.
Don't drink it.
But it's in everything. And
sugar is already like cancerogenic.
PFOAs and PFAS,
like the other one is
flame
worse.
retardants that appeared around the same time, and they're in all your furniture, and they're in the children's pajamas and everything else. And that, I sued DuPont on that, and they made a movie of
you sued DuPont
called Dark Waters with Mark Ruffalo.
Nice job.
Roundup, glyphosate,
Roundup, yes,
which appeared on that same timeline.
Wow.
And I,
as I said, GMO corn, it's everywhere. GMO corn with corn syrups.
Monsanto's, which now I think $13 billion. Cell phones, Wi-Fi.
Cell phones kind of like came out during that.
It has all kind of bad effects.
It's true.
Very well documented in tens of thousands.
The beginning of the 90s is when the cell phone towers became
thousands of studies and
everywhere.
And then on Phil Landrigan's list is also
there's this theory that like a lot of diseases started when new types of waves were sent through the air, through the ether. It kind of makes sense. Like when there was like a correlation from when we started to radio broadcast, when we started to TV broadcast. Every time that there's a new generation or new megahertz of waves that are used, it creates like new diseases in our bodies, and because that's the way it responds to. Well, I guess like everything is frequency. Way or another, so like the body does react to those frequencies as if they were true material. So I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but it kind of does to me. I hope it does to you.
Wrong with ultrasound, but who knows? I have never
can heal with ultrasound
studies or anything else.
Can heal,
but I think he included it because you have to look at all.
There's been a lot of research on healing ultrasounds, and I mean, a lot of people are going to say it's pseudoscience. I don't know. I'm not too sure. I think that it is a possibility that it's possible, and possibly that it's possible. So, but it would need to be tested more, of course. And I mean, if they find out that it's good for us, might as well use the bands for like cell phones and radios and TVs and satelloons, using those frequencies. No, I don't know. It sounds like a good idea to me.
All of the possible exposures became ubiquitous along that timeline. And then one of the exposures, of course, is because we went from the 3 I took as a kid to the
Can't discount
that my kids' generation had to take in order to graduate from high school. And, many states, they were recommended, but it means mandated in New York.
They do discount it, but they shouldn't.
California and many other states. And interestingly, all of those diseases that I listed, the neurodevelopmental, the autoimmune, the allergic disease, are all listed as
potential side effects.
The manufacturer's inserts of those 72 vaccines. Of those 72
They're all.
vaccines. So those have to also be considered a culprit. But there's a limited, finite number of things that could be making this happen. And why is not NIH, with its $42 billion annual budget,
because they make too much money
doing those studies and telling us
out of these types of diseases?
We have the databases. It's very simple to do it. And
they want people sick.
Spread out that money to develop drugs for the pharmaceutical industry to treat these, but nobody's asking where's it coming from.
Yeah,
and that's what we ought to be. And
he's too smart to be a president.
I get in there, I'm going to walk over to NIH the first week and say, "This is what you're doing from now on. You're going to tell us what's causing this, and then we're going to get rid of it."
So I just have to
you'd have my vote.
Correct you on the ivermectin hydroxychloroquine. I know you think it treats COVID.
Yes.
But
I'm gonna,
no matter what, you see.
Even I'm going to need to censor RFK on my page because, I don't know. There's different rules for different types of subscribed.
How many studies you read? It is
of popularity.
It does not treat COVID.
Yeah.
And that's what the science says. Tony Science.
Right on, Jimmy.
And of
course, and there's 400 studies that disagree with them, but there are literally 400 studies now on hydroxychloroquine and 99 studies on ivermectin. If you're interested in those studies, I think we list them out.
He's going too far into conspiracy theories. Like they're going to use this against him. Yeah, we know it's true. No, we should follow the science, but I mean, he's going to dangerous territories for just too many people. It's quite sad, man. People are just propagandized to no end, and they've been conditioned to put on the veil. To hide themselves of everything that is contrary to their beliefs and dogma.
On the CHG website, but Merrill Nass also lists them, Harvard Reich lists them. So you can go and look at their website. You can read those studies, or
you can watch television.
Trust the experts.
Trust the expert.
The NIA. So I always ask people when they say, you got to trust an expert. And I'm like, well, what do you do when you see two experts and they disagree, which happens all the time?
Yes.
Now you have to make a decision. You have to start reading. You have to get informed to make an informed decision.
Yeah, it's not informed consent. Exactly.
I've brought probably more than 500 lawsuits. Almost all of them involve, most of them environmental stuff. Almost all of them involve scientific controversies. And there's always experts on both sides. And they're saying diametrically opposed thing. When we brought the Monsanto case, Monsanto brought in experts from Stanford, Harvard, and Yale.
He fought Monsanto? I mean, every leftist should appreciate that. He's in every way better than Biden, obviously.
Stanford, Harvard, and Yale. And they were looking at the same data.
Yes.
Saying two different things. And the juries in all three cases believed our experts. You can always find an expert. They're called biostitutes who will take the industry side. And those are the people they were asking us to believe during COVID.
Yeah.
Very good point. I'm sure he knows about it.
Effective, though.
Makes
There's
sense.
no way. And I just have to let everyone know that the vaccines are safe and effective. They don't cause any of that problems.
I'm sure what RFK says completely makes sense. Like every industry, there's always like these trained people, not specifically trained for that, but they train themselves to always find excuses to protect the company for who they work. They're gonna like twist the truth around so much that they're gonna always try to manage. And I mean, it would be like having a religious book and then try to find ways to not follow it, but still believe that you do.
That you were saying, but I appreciate you bringing it up for argument. It was nice so I could correct you. Come see our live shows. We're going to be in Chicago.
All right. So thanks for that video, Jimmy. Always good stuff. I mean, you got Robert F. Kennedy Jr. there talking with you. That's amazing. I know he's very open to go to podcasts. I wish he would come to mine. It's like, hey, aren't you Canadian? Yeah. Who cares about your opinion on American politics? No, but your politics, they affect us more because, I mean, there's no way we can get rid of Justin Trudeau. He's just too good. Everybody loves him. He's just the best leader the world has ever seen. No, in fact, like nobody loves him, sadly, and not even his wife, which is it's a little sad for the individual that he is. But I mean, he's been quite evil, so I think he deserves much more failures in it. So, all right. So I hope you enjoyed our video today. Please comment, subscribe, share, and I hope you like being part of Versus the Rest. See you